Worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going.
The DVD I'm going to review is 25th Hour. Now, this movie is directed by Spike Lee and stars Edward Norton. So this movie stars Edward Norton, who plays Monty Brogan. And what's wrong with Monty Brogan is that he's been selling drugs and now he got caught by the DEA. And he gets caught by them and now he's facing 7 to 8 years in prison. So this movie takes place on his last day before he goes to prison. So he goes and sees his friends and tries to have a good time. Does a lot of stuff in his last day because, I mean, it is your last day of freedom. You know that question that people always ask, what would you do if it was the last day to live? It's kind of like that. You sympathize with this guy because he is a nice guy. I mean, the only reason he did this was for money in the first place. He had no money to do anything, so he sold drugs. But he should have got out earlier, which was his fault. Now, there's this really great monologue. I mean, it is such a good monologue that it was in my speech class in college. They taught us how to do monologues, and they showed us this monologue. And if you haven't seen this movie, you should go to the link that I'm going to post in the bottom in the description so you can check it out and see what you think of it. But I think this is the greatest, if not the greatest, one of the greatest monologues ever in movies. He just blames everybody. But then in the end, he's like, no, Montgomery, this is your fault. You messed up. These people had nothing to do with it, even though he realizes what kind of slime is in New York City. I chose this movie for two reasons. It's a great movie. It's really underrated. And another thing I chose is because I live in New York, and I saw what he said in the monologue. I mean, all the stuff he says in the monologue are true. It's just that, you know, those aren't the reasons why he's going to jail. Spike Lee directed this film, who's a native from New York. He was born here and he knows everything about it. That's what's great about it. It gives you that New York atmosphere. So if you're from New York, you really love this movie. And if you're not from New York, you still can see and feel the atmosphere of this movie. This movie takes place in 2002, so it still has that post 9/11 effect. And another thing is, I think Edward Norton did an amazing job in this movie. Great job. Too bad Training Day came out that year because Denzel Washington was amazing in that movie. But if he wasn't, I guess Edward Norton should have won because I think he did a great job in this movie. I love Edward Norton as an actor because he just does a great job all the time. I mean, American History X, Fight Club, this movie. So he has a lot of good movies and I think he's just a good actor. He does a great job when you challenge him. Some movies they don't even challenge him. They don't give him a good script or anything, but they gave him a great script in this movie. He did a great job. He delivered through. So I'm going to rate this movie a 9 out of 10. So if you're in your DVD store or whatever, go buy this DVD. If you don't want to buy it, rent it on Netflix or whatever, but watch this movie. And definitely, even if you don't want to watch the movie, at least watch the monologue because I swear you will love it. It's amazing. Yeah, it's that good. So there's going to be two links in the description below. One is going to be the monologue, which is amazing, and you got to see. Please watch it. Like, even if you hate my video and you hate this review, go watch that monologue. That's how great it is. I'm telling you. You're going to love it. And another thing, go to my channel and subscribe there. So, thanks for watching this review. If you got a DVD in mind for me to review, I will review it. Just let me know the name, and if I haven't seen it, I'll try to check it out and review it. If not, you could check something out there, but I mean, you don't see them really now. But next week, I might do a DVD update that shows all or most of my DVDs. Thanks.